We're going to talk about Substack, human design, and I have a little treat for you. I decided I was going to start by actually sharing a little bit more about my strategy on Substack and how it's working. So let me know in the chat if you'd like to hear both of those. And I have a really interesting question to ask you guys. It's when you go live, it's like my second time going live on Substack. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get into stuff. So you guys are going to be like my guinea pigs and let me know like what you can see and make sure that we're good. If you're watching this on a desktop, is it showing my whole background or is it just showing me like this? Just let me know because it's weird. It's like very odd. It shows you that you are like this little sliver on mobile versus the whole thing. So just let me know. I'd love to know in the chat. I love that you guys all showed up today. We got 80 people, the whole background. Okay, thanks, ladies. I appreciate you guys. Hi, everyone. I am so excited to see so many of my people here that I know so well. And of course, yeah, I know. On the mobile, it's up close, isn't it? I kind of want to be like, move back because you got to make sure you have nothing in your teeth, basically, when you're on live video on the Substack app, mobile. So wherever you're joining us from, hopefully I don't have lipstick on my teeth, anything in, my eyes, whatever, teeth. We're going to have some fun today. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to dive right on in. I wanted to share my screen because I'm big into visuals. It's actually part of my design. My human design is to actually show visuals, and I find it's easier for me to teach. I feel like it's easier for you guys to follow along. So you guys can let me know if you appreciate the visuals. I definitely enjoy them. And I'm going to actually start sharing my screen now. We're going to try this. I actually have not shared my screen before. So you guys can let me know in the chat. Can you see this lovely, you can. I think I can see. Oh, you know what? Let me go back over here. Oh, perfect. I love it. Okay. So just a little tip when you're going live on Substack, you can share your screen and you can share yourself. I'm curious what it looks like on mobile though. Hopefully it's not too small on mobile. We're going to find out. We're going to see how this goes. You can see it on mobile. Thank you, Vanessa. All right. See, we're co-creating here. So this is going to be fun. We're going to go through a couple of things today. I actually want to showcase the agenda that we're going to go through. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek at how I'm using Substack, why I'm so psycho over it. I actually have a visual to kind of show you my strategy for Substack. And then I'm going to actually go through human design profile in Substack because I am like geeking out of being able to bring in two of my favorite topics, human design and business, and bringing them into this incredible platform. So I'm so excited to share this with you today. And then we're going to talk about how to go deeper in leveraging both Substack and incorporating human design. So let me know if you guys are down for it. It's going to be exciting. I do want to start by saying part of your slide on the left are cut off. Bummer. On mobile, let me know if it's on mobile, Erica, if you don't mind. So I want to talk about, there's a little bit of debate that I'm watching and observing. I'm a big observer. I'm a big watcher. I love business. I've been in business for 30 years. I have my degrees in business, my master's in business, especially marketing. And what I can tell you is that there's a debate going on Substack. And here's the debate. Some people will say you don't need a strategy on Substack. Just come as you are, share authentically, be a creator, tune out the noise. Okay. Oh, thanks, Michelle. Michelle said if you flip your phone sideways, you'll see the full slide. See, like I said, Vanessa said the same thing. We are actually co-creating. I absolutely love this. So the one side is you don't need a strategy on Substack. Come as you are, share authentically, be a creator, tune out the noise of anyone trying to share or sell a Substack strategy. And then you've got the other side I'm definitely seeing some bro marketing stuff coming into Substack already, where it's this, the strategy to grow your Substack on, monetizing it, how to become a bestseller stat, growth in 30 days. You're going to see that, right? We're going to see that come on any platform. It is what it is. I want to share that it's really a combo of both. Okay. It's really a combo of both. You actually need to do both. You need to come as you are and you need to share authentically and you need to really show up and be a creator. I just did a whole article on the 4 commitments of Substack, where we're really looking at it being a very different kind of culture. And it's beautiful. And it's almost like sacred ground for thought leaders, which I think is incredible. But as a businesswoman, and knowing so many of you are trying to really bring your work out into a big, beautiful way and get paid for it, we need to bring in the business side too. So for those of you that have been around me a long time, you know that I really try to blend, very integrity based, timeless business strategies with human design, with our unique voice in the market and what we are individually here to bring out and express into the world. And it can be an and. And it can be an and in a very, very beautiful way. It doesn't need to feel forced. It doesn't need, and if it feels icky, it is, right? Allow your body to know, right? Um, whether something is right for you. If it feels icky, it probably is. If it feels genuine, then it probably is. And I think that there's this beautiful opportunity for so many of us, especially women near or over 50, to leverage this platform of Substack to get our voice out there, but not just to get our voice out there, to actually also, get paid as well. And I think that what we're going to work on together is how to leverage this platform. I'm a big fan of like sharing. As I think so many of you know that do know me, I love to share. I love to talk about what's working, what I see is not working. I love to show behind the scenes of what's going on in my own business, and we're going to do that here. So if it fits and it's great, great. And if it's not, that's cool too. There's definitely a lot of people that are here to help people with their voice on Substack. All right. So that I wanted to kind of clear the air on because I'm seeing that debate quite a bit. Now, this is actually a live for everyone. Sometimes I do lives just for our paid subscribers. This is a live for everybody. And since it's out there in a very public way, I just wanted to introduce myself really quick for those of you that don't know me. I'm Julie Ciardi. I'm the author of 50 Not Finished. I'm a 7-figure founder of Ignite Her. It's a global mentorship and community of women near or over the age of 50 doing their life's legacy work. We call it the gold age, not old age. I've been in business for 30 years. I have an MBA, 25 years in corporate. I was hired by IBM at age 28 to help them grow their emerging markets, kind of like their entrepreneurial arm of a $66 billion company. And I became an executive 6 years later. And by the age of 39, I became a vice president. And I was leading global teams of inside sellers, helping them develop their personal brands on LinkedIn. So I've been doing this work of helping people grow their brand, their digital presence, their thought leadership, their ability to do marketing and sales online for a very long time before even doing it within my own businesses. And I've also built multiple 6 and 7-figure businesses in the online space. And I've done so without being a full-time content creator on Instagram or LinkedIn. That is not how I wanted to spend my time. I really spend the majority of my time with my clients and creating thought leadership for my clients until now, because now I get to do it in an even bigger way on Substack. And it's just so exciting. And we're going to talk about that today. Okay, let's continue to the next slide. Oh yeah, and one quick thing, just in case you don't know. So I bring human design in, but I'm a little different. I tend to be a little bit less woo and more science-based, although like the punchline there is they're actually the same thing. I like to bridge strategy with science, and I've rewritten the entire human design system and language for women, for business, for marketing, for not just self-awareness, which is huge, but also for actually what we're going to talk about today, bringing it in so that you're actually really fine-tuning your content and your thought leadership and your brand on any platform, but especially here on Substack. And as a business strategist for over 30 years, I am just obsessed and blown away with Substack. 50 Not Finished became a Substack bestseller in 8 weeks on Substack, and we've driven over 24,000 on Substack in the last 3 weeks, which is just blowing my mind because I've never made $1 on Instagram or Facebook. Okay. In fact, I've had to pay Instagram or Facebook to be able to actually even just get an email right, from someone. So it has just been a completely refreshing platform. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. I believe that Substack is the space for women near over 50 ready to do their legacy work and get seen, heard, and paid for it. And so what I did was I created um, some visuals for you. I've been running a business online for 8 years. And let me tell you, all the tech, all the social platforms, all the things, right, has just been like the picture on the left. Just like all the pieces. I've got, my email system here, the social media platforms here, my podcast hosting platform over here, how I create graphics over here. I mean, how I make the money and have sales pages over here. I mean, all the different moving pieces. And I think what's so incredibly powerful about Substack is that it's the image on the right. It's an all-in-one, and especially for me and who I typically am working with and helping are typically women that are really trying to get maybe to the six figures, multiple six figures in their business. They're really not looking to create like a big seven-figure empire. They really just want to be either a solopreneur or maybe a solopreneur with like a virtual assistant or maybe one team member. They're not looking necessarily to build a company. And they're very different things. Building a company, right now I'm building a company. I have a team of 6 people and then also myself is 7. We're like building a actual, company with processes and SOPs. And I have to be a leader of my team, right? To be able to grow. Not everyone wants to do that. Most people that at least that I've been working with want to get to the 6 or multiple 6 figures to create a solid, beautiful life for themselves and their family, especially as going into kind of the maybe the post, midlife time frame, and wanting to just do the work that they love. And so to me, Substack can replace a lot of the bits and the pieces. In fact, I have had a podcast for 8 years. I just moved it off of Libsyn and brought it into Substack. And I'm blown away. So I can tell you right now that if my whole business burned to the ground tomorrow, I would just relaunch, rebuild, and do everything off of Substack. And it's not only possible, but it's actually so much more fun than the way that I've been trying to run my business for 8 years. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I want to give you a little image. Um, of what I feel like we've felt like. So I did this with my chat GPT. I said, oh my gosh, we've had so many disparate systems that don't talk to each other that we need to use Zapier for. And, we've got our Facebook community over here, our email platform over here, our sales platform over here, our podcast hosting service over here. Maybe you have a website that's over here. I mean, anyone feel like this has kind of been a lot of the pieces and your tech stack constantly changing. And it's just, it's a headache for most of us in the online space to deal with this kind of insanity of tech. And if we don't, we don't know a piece of tech very well, it can be really challenging and it's lots of money. Actually, right? When you start to think about layering all these pieces of tech that are disparate systems, 2 things happen. Number 1, money. It costs a lot of money to have all those different pieces, right? But also time. So let me give you a really quick example. I'm glad this is resonating. So I've had a podcast for 8 years. This is how it's gone. I record the podcast on GarageBand. I upload it to Libsyn. From there, I get the link so that I can then go over to Canva and then we create graphics on Canva. Then from there, we are updating the website with the podcast. We're posting it in our community and we're drafting and sending out an email. Look at 6 things I just put on my hands. There's even more than that, but that's how I want to, right? That's what's going on. I just moved over to Substack. Pretty much all of that gets taken care of. All of it gets taken care of. Isn't that incredible? Like, I just want you guys to I'm going to show you an image of how it's working on Substack. But for 8 years, it's been 6 steps with every podcast episode. Here, it's you do it once and all of those things, including shareable assets. including the ability to push it onto LinkedIn or to Facebook. I mean, it's pretty phenomenal in terms of it reducing both time and money because guess what? Substack's free. Substack only makes money when you make money. And it's just a beautiful thing. So I'm so excited. And Shandani, great question. So I still use Hello Audio for my private podcasts. And if you guys are new to me, I've been using a strategy for about 2 years now called Be Bingeable, and I use Hello Audio for my private podcast that I use in the marketing portion of the sales cycle. And so the marketing portion of the sales cycle, as we know, has changed. It takes a lot longer for someone to want to say yes to you, right? And so I love to use a very, very specific curated content in the buyer's journey. I use Hello Audio, and it's really a way to actually bring them and warm them up. And I say like to baptize. I like to baptize them in my content and my convictions and all of those things, which is so powerful. Yes, it goes onto YouTube as well as my understanding. And so can your videos, Mina, which is powerful. Oh, I love it. Tiana said she found me on Hello Audio. I always say other people's audience, OPA, is a great way. And I've been on the Hello Audio podcast as a guest a couple of times now. Probably going to come back on soon to talk about Substack and Hello Audio, but it's just been so incredible. So this is what we feel like. This is what's been going on, right? For so many of us, Substack has now become my marketing hub. And I just wanted to show this to you because before we get into like human design and profile, like I just think it's important to know, I wanted to share this with you. I wanted to put together a visual of my marketing plan on a page using Substack. So one of the big things that I just wanted to share as a business strategist, literally for like, again, the last 30 years, is that this is not another platform. Like this is not a like is it Instagram or Substack? You can't even compare. You can't compare Instagram to Substack. You can't compare LinkedIn to Substack or YouTube to Substack. Substack's not a social platform. Substack's not a media platform alone. It is an integrated marketing hub. And I can tell you in 8 years of online business, I've never had a hub. Instead of having a hub, it's looked like this. No hub. I'm the hub. Look who's in the middle. But really, look who is in the middle of this graphic. The middle of this graphic is us, the entrepreneur. Look what's in the middle of this hub, Substack. Do you guys see that? Like, how exciting is that? This is why I'm nerding out, geeking out, and it's why I'm being a little bit psycho about it because I can't even believe it. And I as a 2-4, I'm a human design profile 2-4. When I'm passionate about something, I want to share it with my network. Full stop. So that is what a 2-4 is all about, is like, I'm looking at Substack, how it's working in my business, and I'm like I'm so excited, right? That I can't wait to come over and tell you guys because it's a full marketing platform. It's a full marketing platform. So what I want you to see here, I want you to see the outskirts of this. I'm not saying I'm not on Instagram anymore and I'm ditching Instagram or I'm ditching Facebook or I'm ditching LinkedIn. I have 8 years of business building over there. I'm not going to completely ditch it, but you have to remember, I've never been a big organic content creator over there. Instead, I run ads. So I run ads, and you don't have to, but I'm building a big company. So I run ads. You do not have to run ads. But I wanted to share my strategy. So I'm running Instagram and Facebook ads, also known as meta ads. And I'm running LinkedIn ads. And you can see at the bottom right, I'm going to be actually playing with Pinterest ads. Because if you think about it, with the long form content of Substack, which kind of, is one piece that might mirror the old school blogging, Pinterest was a huge driver of traffic for blogging, right? So I'm working with a company, that Simple Pin Media, to work on Pinterest and maybe doing Pinterest ads and definitely doing organic Pinterest and SEO. So, and I'm also, you see this OPA out here on the sides? OPA is other people's audience. Huge fan of that. So I like to go on podcasts, speak in other people's masterminds and groups, and I do a lot of free speaking as well as paid speaking. And all of that is funneling, and you see those arrows? I have one call to action now, one call to action, and that's getting people into my Substack. Because what was it used to be? Used to be get people into your email list, which is a closed system all on its own. Remember, like this closed system over here, one piece of the pie. When you make your Substack the hub and all of your call to actions are coming into Substack, now what happens is that you're actually creating a multi-touch nurture system. So let me explain. The way it used to work for decades is that you would run either organically or paid, you would run freebies into building your list, right? I mean, we kind of all know that. You have a free thing, people give you their email for the free thing, it goes into your email list. Great. That's been forever. But that email list has been its closed system, as I've said. Now imagine you're still doing something similar to this, right? And you are still doing things for free, but the email you're getting is actually when they subscribe to you on Substack for free or paid. And guess what they get to decide? They get to decide at the very moment that they subscribe to you. If you already have a paid tier on Substack, they can decide right then and there of, oh, this is a no-brainer. I'm gonna test out her paid stuff. I have never in 8 years done list building where it's also driven revenue into my company ever in 8 years. We have driven $25,000 in revenue in 3 weeks because really I've only had the paid tier for 3 weeks. We've been on Substack for 8 weeks, but the paid tier for 3 weeks, $25,000. That has never happened. I'm not sharing it to brag. I'm sharing it because I'm in shock. I'm in total shock. And so what we're doing, every one of our ads, all of my OPAs, Pinterest, Facebook, everything is going to go into now this hub. We have never, as marketers and business owners, had the opportunity to create a hub. So here's what you're going to hear about Substack. Hey, Chris. When I'm on your podcast, Chris, Substack's going to be my call to action, right? Everything going into Substack because it's not a newsletter platform. It's not a newsletter platform. It's not a social media platform. It is so many things in one that you can actually create a surround sound marketing system. I want you guys to think about when you're watching a movie and you can hear the sound behind you and you can hear the sound around you and all the things. This is really, oh, hey, Darlene. This is really such a beautiful surround sound system that the entrepreneur is not in the middle of. Remember, entrepreneur in the middle of the old system. You are the governor of your vehicle, okay? Of how fast it can go. You are not the governor of your business. You know what I mean by governor? Like that's the thing that we went snowmobiling this weekend. I don't snowmobile. I broke my collarbone 2 years ago snowmobiling. I do not snowmobile anymore, but I go away with my family. They snowmobile. And my little guy who's 12, my husband sets his governor to a certain if I'm not saying this correctly, you guys let me know. But he sets the governor to a certain limit so that it can't go beyond that speed, right? We don't want him going fast on a snowmobile. So we set it at a low speed. When we are in this mode, we are setting ourselves up at a low speed because it's all dependent on us. But when you bring it to Substack and Substack is working on your behalf, listen, I never believed in passive income and I never believed in make money while you sleep. But I wake up in the morning and I have people that have joined my paid Substack, which was shocking. Absolutely shocking to me. Without me doing anything. I'm not running ads to do that. Like any passive income of the past, I'm getting all hot now because I'm all fired up. So exciting. has usually been because people have been paying quite a bit of ads. Like those funnels that created passive income, they worked, but you would have to put in a ton of money to make them work. Right. And so what's so powerful is that this is working organically. So let me walk you through kind of this hub and spoke approach to marketing. This becomes your new lead generation, your lead nurture, and your trust building offer. So the idea is that you're bringing people in, especially strangers. They're getting to know who you are. They're getting to consume your content. They're getting to hear from you all sorts of ways. And then if they're ready and willing to either move into your paid tier on Substack, amazing. And then from your paid tier on Substack, then they might be interested in working with you one-on-one, or your DIY or done for you services, or coming into your paid, higher ticket programs or communities, right? So to me, this is the front end of the system, front end of the business, the front door of the business, really. And so podcasts, you can host your podcast, publish it as an article onto your website, create shareable assets all in one step. And then you have the ability to repurpose within the Substack platform and do other platforms. And other people can share your stuff. I've never seen a platform that fosters the ability for others who love what you are saying to share your stuff through either sharing of your articles or your podcast, or restacking a note of yours, or highlighting an amazing quote from you in your article or in the show notes of your podcast and sending it to their audience. Everything is done smoothly and simply, and it's just blowing my mind. Organic lead generation. If you see, I'm going to go around counterclockwise here. Organic lead generation. Think of a social media platform. Yes, there'll be a recording of this. Guess what? When this finishes, this will create a recording. I could take the audio and use the audio on the podcast. It creates a post or an article on my website on Substack. And guess what it does? It creates reels. It creates short form video clips from this with captions already. Just by finishing and ending this is going to do that. It's just incredible to me. and I'm sharing this because as a 2-4, I just want to share. That's what I'm here to do. I'm a natural influencer as a 2-4, my profile in human design, and I want to share this with you. So not only does it do all that, but it actually is creating, what's so cool is it's actually creating organic lead generation because the algorithm, at least right now, is doing that. Others are restacking your stuff and you're getting exposed to other people's audiences on Substack. You can share long form audio, written, and video, which is so incredibly powerful. Yep, I think you can do up to 3 or 4, somewhere along that. It's no more than 4, might be 3, but yes, you can absolutely have 2 people interviews, which is amazing. But I believe you could have 3, if not more than that, but I think it's 3 or 4. You can also email and list build. Like, think about it. When someone follows you on Instagram, what does that do? Only 4 or 5% of you of who follows you sees your stuff. You don't get their email. When someone subscribes to you on Substack, you get their email. So you're list building based on your content. You're list building based on your content alone for free. The amount of people I've brought onto my email list from Substack, I would have paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to Facebook and Instagram to get, and it was free here. So it's so powerful. And then you can there's a lot of things that can be just automatically done for you on email. So when I post an article, my email list is automatically emailed. When this is done, it'll automatically be emailed. When I was going live here, it was automatically being emailed. When I do a podcast, it's automatically emailed. But you can also go in and email all of your subscribers. You could email your paid people only. It's really true list building versus follower creation. Over here, community. Now, I think this is my prediction. I think that and the cool thing is with video, because you guys are asking a lot of questions about video, what's really powerful. Oh yeah, great, Chris, we'll do a live. I love it. What's powerful is that you can schedule a live. So I scheduled this live over the weekend. And what was coming up for anyone that was following me was basically a little button that says add to calendar. Add to calendar. Like, hello, that's insane. Normally, that's a whole other platform I have to use. I have to use a thing called Add Event that I pay for to have you guys add to calendar. Isn't this incredible? It's so, so cool. It's so cool. Yeah, so I have a free so I have free subscribers and I have people that are on my paid Substack. My paid Substack, I'm operating as a membership. I'll talk a little bit more about that. Okay. Yeah, that's thank you, Shandani. My mind has been blown as well. um, Community, I think they're going to get better at. To be honest, I think they could do a bit more here. But what I will say about community is that it's just the community of Substack itself is incredible. Okay. You've got this culture and this sisterhood and brotherhood that I think is so different. The respect is so different over here. But you can enhance it with paid subscriber community chat, lives, different kinds of perks that you can give to them. I have a private audio podcast on Hello Audio for my paid subscribers, for example. So there's different things that you can do to create community, either free or with your paid subscribers or that paid tier. They call it different paid tiers. We'll talk a little bit about that. All right, long form content. Long form content, this is my jam. I don't know about you guys, but I don't absolutely love, unless I'm like trying to be entertained, I don't really want 15-second, 60-second content, especially from someone I really want to learn from. From someone I really want to learn from and engage with, I don't want their 60-second reel. I want their long form content. And there's not a lot of places that you can have long form content, thought leadership, long form content that gets distributed in a multimedia capacity, meaning it can be written, it can be audio, or it can be video. Your long form content can be shared, restacked with quotes and collabs. I mean, it's just insane what can happen. I had another thought there. I ended on and in there. I'll have to go back and finish it. But it's just incredible what is able to be done with long form content. Now, I will tell you what I do. Yes, I'm doing very specific trainings, deeper trainings in my paid Substack membership, the Substack Soapbox, which is my paid membership. It's $10 a month or $79 for the year. I love the idea of making your Substack a no-brainer, the paid tier, like super inexpensive, because to me, it's about, this is a trust builder. This is a trust builder to finally, have someone be able to become a client, a student, a paid subscriber, and really overgive and overdeliver. I'm a big overgive, overdeliver. That's just part of my values and part of my human design. And so I love that I can absolutely overgive and overdeliver. I love that I can do this for free right now. Like, this is just so much fun. Right? Just sharing how this is working and how powerful this is. But I'm a long form content girl, and my audience, my people are as well. And I think that that's so powerful. I love long form. And I think we should be proud that we're long formers, right? Like, be a proud long form content person. Like, I think that it's amazing and it's a differentiator. And guess what? Your audience probably is too. But one little tip there, I did a note about this morning. Just because you love long form and I love long form and probably your audience loves long form, it doesn't mean that they like long form in just reading only. Yeah, go long, and I'll throw it to you. They want to maybe listen to long form. Some people want to read long form. Some people want to watch long form, right? So one of the things I do personally, because I love to listen to long form, is that when I do an article on Substack, I speak the whole thing out, and then Substack allows you to embed that audio right in the article. And I do that on every article that I do because I want to give my audience the opportunity to listen or read, because we're all different. right? And so I just think thinking of that through, I think adding the ability for people to listen to you is huge because the frequency of your voice, human design teaches us deeply that our voice is like almost that first filter system of is someone for us or not. Is it easy to do? So easy to do, Barb. All you do, this is what I do. I write out my article. I get my phone. I don't even use my Yeti. I get my phone and I hit my voice recorder on the phone. I read my article. I upload it over to Substack and literally embed it. It's so easy. It's so easy. Like I can't even tell you. And Shandani, this is my marketing strategy. So I'm basically right now on Substack. I do my podcast a week and an article a week. I might do more. I love it. And then I'm in the notes when I feel like it. When I feel like it, every day. When I feel like it. Right? Meaning I'm in the notes every day, but it's not like it's, at 9, at 12, and at, 5. Like, no, like show up and be you. I find that my creativity and my co-creation is through the roof when I'm on the platform. Like I get all these ideas. And when I'm reading someone else's amazing work, it triggers a thought or opinion that I have. And it becomes this like snowball effect in a beautiful co-creative way. And it's just so incredible. So like this is my marketing hub. So I am spending time here. The last one we're going to talk about is the trust builder. So with the paid tiers available, you can instantly monetize and strategically build that trust to then upsell into a full offer suite, which is really, really powerful. Right? Yeah, this is huge for projectors, advisors, by the way, which is amazing. It's just so, so amazing. For all of us, it's just the most incredible platform. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Now, I will tell you that in our Substack Soapbox next training, which will be on Thursday, I am going to do a whole paid tier strategy and training for our paid subscribers. So if that's something you're interested in, it's easy. It's $10, $10 a month or $79 for the year. Come on over because I'm going to help you guys. Okay. What if they make it paid? I don't think that they will because their business model is very different. So the way that Substack's business model is, they only make money if you do. So they take 10% of what you make. I love this because on every other platform, I have to pay to play. They help me in every possible way to make money. It'll be at, I think at 12 Eastern. Yeah. It's so incredible. No, 11 Eastern. I'm sorry. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I got to look up. I actually have it listed out. I'll let you know for certain. I'll make a whole big announcement about it. And it'll be recorded. But what's so powerful is that the Substack model, they don't need ads. So you see that? See, Facebook and Instagram, and they were all free, right? Like free, and they still are free. They are free for everybody to be on that platform. So how do they make money? They charge creators to make money by ads. Substack's model is not that way. They make money only when you make money. And it's a brilliant business model. I don't see that changing anytime soon. Okay, last quick thing, just to give you a sense, because I know a lot of you know my business and some of you don't. Substack's my front end of my business. Kajabi is my back end of my business. Why? Because I have like about 800 clients in 30 plus countries around the world where we are doing like more high ticket programs, certifications, like our deeper, offers. That's still I'm running on Kajabi. I'm a huge fan, whole other story. I've done other trainings on that. But Substack, I've never had a platform to handle that hub like I've been talking about. And so that just gives you a little bit of a sense that from the marketing up until the trust builder is Substack, from trust builder or paid tier on into our bigger stuff is on Kajabi. Okay. I know you guys, some of you had that question. So I just wanted to kind of show you how that played in. So yeah, and I became a bestseller in literally like 8 weeks of being on the platform. And in the last 3 weeks have generated, this is even a little 24,000, almost 25,000 now. I'm not special. I'm not unique. This is something like I've never seen before, and that's why I'm trying to shout it from the rooftops. So with that, I'm going to switch gears because I did promise you guys that I was going to talk about how does human design, understanding your human design, come into play with your Substack strategy. So I just went through like tactical stuff. And for those of you that are really new to my world, this is kind of how I roll. I really love like the tactical, practical business strategies, and I geek out and nerd out about it. And then I love to bring in human design because guess what? We're all different. We are all unique. We are all different. And no one strategy is meant to work for any of us, which is why I'll never teach one strategy. I will showcase frameworks. I'll showcase what I am doing. And then you have to decide what's going to work best for you. So I want to share a little bit about my philosophy of human design. Yeah, Don, same thing with Vibe of Tribe. So one of the things, we teach some very unique, exciting things in how we teach human design. I rewrote the whole system. I rewrote the whole system by a woman for women because I found the language to be pessimistic and esoteric and shocking, which Ra Aruhu, who created human design, that was his design. His design as a manifester with a 51, he was 5'1", and then a 51 life work. He was all about shock and awe, gonna tell it like it is, gonna be like come out into the world in like in a more jarring kind of way. That's not me. That's not who I am. That's not maybe who some of you are. And he himself said, go forth and bring this wisdom through your own lens. So I did. And I rewrote the whole system for women by a woman. Here's my philosophy on human design. I don't think it's a typing system. It's not like Myers-Briggs. It's not like any of that. It's actually a system that leverages ancient wisdom, that leverages quantum physics, and the divine spirit in all of us, right? We're all unique. We know we're all unique. We have a combination of a unique psychology, personality, physiology, and spirit. And we're like an instrument that we've never really been taught to play. We've been so conditioned in the norms. And so what I love about it is we bring in ancient wisdom, which is the I Ching, which is the oldest human text. Human design pulls directly from the I Ching. Quantum physics, which is so powerful. We'll talk a little bit more about that. And the divine spirit. Listen, if you don't believe that you have a spirit or a soul or connected to something divine, then I'm probably not the best person for you. But I think most people have some sort of belief system around that, right? Which is incredibly, incredibly powerful. And in the past, what you would do, like for 40 something years, is you would go and get your human design read by an expert. Okay, you go readings. I'm not a fan of that. I think that readings are old era. We are going into the new era. The new era is about you being your own authority. No more gurus. We don't need gurus in anything anymore. Okay, we need to trust ourselves more. That's where the new era is going. If you haven't been feeling it, right? I love the concept of introducing people to their design and then giving them the tools to go study their design without me telling them anything. I'm not here to read your design. I'm here to help you learn your own, how to become a student of your own design. And I can promise you that your business, career, relationships, health, wealth, life will change in ways you don't believe. I literally prayed to God to help save my marriage. And I wrote a now goal. I call them now goals. A now goal is a goal that I'm like deeply working on now. I always have a personal goal and I have a business goal. And my personal goal for 4 years straight never changed. And it was, I am so happy and grateful now that I love my husband unconditionally. I made myself a promise that I was going to do my best to love him unconditionally before making a decision. Before making a decision, is this marriage over? I needed to learn how to love him unconditionally. And that is when God, universe, source, whatever you believe, literally brought human design into my face. And I was like, what is this? This is confusing. I'm a simple girl. I like simplicity. Was like, nope. And it kept coming, would not go away, like a fly, just like wouldn't go away. And finally, I'm like, all right, okay, I get it. You want me to take a look at this? And I did. And it changed my life. And I always say that human design saved my marriage. Well, God, universe, source saved my marriage through the study of human design because I got to study him. I got to study his design. I got to study my design. I got to see where we could be spicy, not so good, and where we could absolutely grow and just actually have a wonderful marriage. And that's what's happened. So, as much as I use it in business, this has literally saved my marriage. But it didn't come because someone read my design. It came because I started to study mine and study those that I love. And it's changed so much. And I want to at least introduce some of this to you from a business perspective and bringing it into Substack. So I have a free report for you, and it's pretty comprehensive free report. So definitely you can grab it. It's at igniteherbrand.com/50 report. Can I type in the messages? I don't even know. Let's see. Oh, I think I can with you guys. Let me just type it in the chat, and then we'll put it also um, in the replay as well. But I actually have a free report for you. And oh, yeah. I don't know if you can click let me know if you can even click that link though in the chat. See, we're experimenting here on Substack. I don't know. But when you get it, what you do is, and we have a lot of people, we have 247 people. So if you guys all go to it, oh, thank you, Trisha. You're the best. It could be, could slow down a little bit, but it's a pretty comprehensive report. When you put in, and you don't have to do it right. Well, you could do it. I would do it right now. Actually, if you don't have your profile, you're going to want to grab this because you're going to want to know your profile as I go into that portion of the training. And if you're on the replay, you can pause it and then come back to it. So there are 12 profiles in human design. I'm a 2-4, and it's on the report. It's on, let's see, it's on page 11 is your profile. And it starts on page 11. And then when you get to page 12, it'll say your number, which is powerful. You'll want to grab that at some point. Okay. And you can always come back to it and go through this again. So just so you guys know. Yeah, and it's really, really powerful. We have this report, and then I have like a 40 something plus page report that you guys get when you're a paid subscriber, and then our clients have like 100 and something page report, which is so incredibly powerful as well. So I really love to put these together for people. They're so powerful, and I think you'll absolutely love it. So I wanted to give that as a gift for you guys for coming to the live. And then I wanted to talk about profile. So in human design, there's a lot of different aspects to human design. In fact, if I go over here, I just want to show you this quick. I'm going to scroll through. See this here? This looks complicated, right? This is why I ran. I literally ran from this. I'm like, oof, this looks very complicated. And I ran. But it kept coming in front of me, right? So I needed to take a look at it. This is complicated. We are talking about one little piece today, one little piece, and that's your profile. There's so much here that we could go into, but for today, we're just going to take a look at your profile, okay? And there are 12 profiles. And kind of when I was thinking about Substack, your profile can help you define your thought leader persona. Your profile shows you really how others are meant to experience you, which if you think about it, if people are experiencing us in the wrong way, it may not be as effective. But if they're experiencing us as they're meant to experience us, it can really be powerful. And I didn't know this when I was the first probably 5 years in business. I was trying all these things that were not correct for my profile. I was trying so many marketing and sales strategies that were not right for a 2-4. I was trying marketing and sales strategies that a 5-1 was teaching me. I was trying marketing and sales strategies that a 3-5 coach was teaching. Because you see, if you remember, it's been the market was very much of, I'm going to show you step by step by step how to do XYZ strategy, right? That's kind of what we've been in for the last 10 years. Well, if you just paid for someone to teach you a step by step by step strategy, this is what you do, and it's not correct for your profile and for your design, it's not going to work. I spent so much money. You guys, some of you have heard this story before, but I spent so much money and so much time on a quiz funnel. And the way in which, I'm not saying quiz funnels don't work, they absolutely can, but the way that I was being taught to set it up, and I spent thousands of dollars and I wasted so many hours. I didn't waste hours because I learned major lessons on this, but all this time, all this money, and it didn't work. And it's because it was never going to work for a 2-4 the way that they were teaching me to set it up. So you see, I know you've known, you've paid for things that you've tried that haven't worked for you in this online space, I'm going to assume, right? And so it's because not because there's something wrong with you, but because probably that strategy wasn't right for your profile, which is so, so huge. This has changed my life because here's the funny thing. The thing that worked, the thing I learned from my mentor, Kelly Roach, was the live launch method that is perfect for a 2-4. Like, I mean, nirvana for a 2-4. That's what worked. Now, I didn't stick with it. I'm like, oh, I'll try this now and this now and this now and this now, and all these things that didn't work. And I ended up not only spending a ton of money, but I actually lost a lot of money opportunity cost wise because I was trying all these other things. Meanwhile, I should have just doubled down on the thing that was going to work for a 2-4. So we'll talk more about that as we look at profile. It shows you, do you need to go into depth? Do you need to be intimate with your audience? Do you need to be experimenting with your audience? Do you need to be offering them solutions, big picture perspective? Your profile can give you like a lens of where you need to be leaning in more. It shows you how to build authority naturally. Now, listen, if you really tuned in to your body, you would know all of these things to begin with. You would know what's right for you. But we are so over conditioned in the online marketing and business space that it's so hard to let it go sometimes. So like a human design person would be like, this is ridiculous. Your profile cannot show you this. You should just automatically know this in your body. Yes, we should. But we are so over conditioned in this online marketing and business space, and the market's loud, that we actually can use this tool to help get back to actually what we do know about ourselves. So it is a remembering, it is a coming back to a confirmation, but we're just so distracted by all the shiny stuff out there. And I know a lot of my clients can attest to that. So when you look at your profile and begin to study it, it's going to show you how to build authority naturally. It is going to help clarify your content. What are you meant to do? Essays? Are you really meant to have more community conversations? Are you, bringing people into an experiment? Like all of these things. It helps you attract the right subscribers and the right people. And it really helps you turn your Substack into a magnet instead of like what we have to be on most other platforms. Most other platforms, we have to perform, right? We have to be a comedian, an actor, perform on reels, right? That's not what we get to do here. We get to actually be in total alignment with our design. Now, there are 12 profiles in human design. So you're one of these. I'm a 2-4, the natural influencer. We don't have time today to go through all 12, so we're going to do it in a little different way. I love to look at the individual numbers themselves. So if you look at these, you will see that the front number can be a number from 1 through 6, and the back number can be a number from 1 through 6. These are the 12 combinations of those numbers. And I thought today what we could do with the time that we have is actually just look at the 6 lines. Okay. When you get your report, you can go deeper. If you join us as a paid subscriber, you literally get nine pages of that report. It's called her profit map. Those 9 pages are all profile, like 9 pages on your profile. It's pretty powerful stuff. There's like 2 pages in the free report. These are some things I want you to consider with the profile. So if you know what your profile is, you can drop it in the chat. Love to see it. It's going to be some combination of these 6. So for me, I'm a 2-4, right? I'm the unscripted sage and the connected communicator. I am those 2 things together. So you will be 2 of these things together. Okay. So the 1, any of you that have a line 1 in your profile, there's an element of being the foundational scholar, the researcher. This is about building authority on Substack through depth, research, and creating intellectually safe, solid ground for your subscribers and followers. Okay. If you have a second line, this is about being the unscripted sage, the natural. This is about, leading on Substack, sharing effortless, intuitive insights that feel simple and fueled with passion. Did that come across today from me? I'm a 2. I'm a 2-4, right? Like just naturally sharing intuitive insights that feel simple and also fueled by passion. Yep, pretty much. That's me, right? Um, if you have a 3 in your profile, you are the transparent trailblazer, the experimenter. This is about building thought leadership by writing transparently from lived experience, evolution, trial and error. Like you're literally trialing and erroring live, right? If you have a 4th line in your profile, you're a connected communicator, the influencer, naturally influencing people, growing your influence through intimate connection, turning readers into community through trust and conversation. I love that. Samantha said, I see my 5 coming out in notes and my 1 coming out in articles. I love that. Yeah, I love that. It's why as a 2-4, I have to include audio on my articles because that passion, I need you to feel my passion, right? A 2-4, you need to hear my voice versus just read my words. So it's funny, right? Like I intuitively feel drawn to putting in audio because actually my profile is bringing that through. Um, the 5, this is about being the practical messenger, the leader. Leading, this is where you're leading by simplifying complexity into practical, scalable solutions people can immediately apply. And then number 6 is the living perspective. This is the role model. This is about building legacy by offering big picture perspective, really embodying the wisdom that you're here to share. The 12 are combinations of those 6 lines, and they create very different personas. So the experienced authority versus the expert networker versus the natural influencer or the masterful leader is different than the innovative leader, the transformational guide, the influential visionary, the influential authority, the leading authority, the selective leader, the authentic guide, the innovative visionary. These are words I've created in my language for the profiles, and they're powerful. And when you study them and you start to understand yours a bit more, what can open up can be pretty affirming, confirming, where you're like, yes, I knew this is what I've been meaning to share. And it gives you almost this permission slip to go and just talk about the thing you want to talk about. I love it. So good. I'm glad that this is resonating with you guys. It's so incredibly powerful because listen, how we show up on Substack, our personal brand, it communicates. Like we communicate our being, not just our words we type on a note or in an article, but our personal brand communicates a purpose, a mission, a vibe, an authenticity, right? Yes, it's affirming and it quiets the doubt. Doubt, oof, especially, and I one of the reasons why am I not surprised, Chris, you're a 5 too? I am one of the things that I'm just like so passionate about is helping women because I do believe that women, our voices have been suppressed for most of humanity. So we have we have a bit more of some obstacles of conditioning to get through. And that's why I rewrote the whole language because I want it to be a permission slip. I want your human design to literally be a permission slip to just be able to get out there and use your voice in your unique way and to give you that permission. It's not telling you, this isn't telling you who you are. Actually, it's telling you who you can become if you let go of the crap. It's your potential. And when we step into that personal brand that has that magnetism, that trust, that connection, and that belief, oh my God, the most amazing things can happen. We really bring our people together. So I'm going to read you one quick thing and we're going to wrap because we're pretty much at the hour. And listen, I told you I like long form. I love long form. I love over delivering and giving, and I love long form. I want to read this quick for you. This is from Richard Rudd. He was also a big studier of human design, and then, like myself, he went and created his own language for the human design system in the form of the gene keys. And I wanted to read what he said about brand, because this is so important, and it's not what you're going to hear in regular branding, right? In marketing and in the online space. He said the brand is you. Your brand is the extension of your personality, your outer representation in life. As we also know from the business world, your brand is your specific stamp or symbol that can catch the attention of others. Your brand describes the style and frequency of your outward expression. It comes across in the clothes you wear, the way you talk, and the language you use. Your brand is the platform for the expression of your innermost essence. Because of this, your success in the outer world greatly relies upon you expressing your higher purpose with clarity and simplicity. When you get your brand right, your life's work can then be expressed effectively and fluidly. Your outer expression on a platform like Substack will be in exact alignment with your radiance and your purpose. Every element of your profile will pulsate in harmony, bringing you good fortune and prosperity. Your brand is also like a homing beacon. It attunes your attractor field to your fractal line. What does that mean? It brings in your soul family, your tribe. And when you have the courage and initiative to wield your own brand, your highest truth, then you will draw your allies into your life. Putting this into practice can bring about an instant change in your business, in how you are seen and received by the world at large. I wanted to share that beautiful sentiment from Richard Rudd with you, because I believe we have this incredible opportunity on a platform that's not new. Substack's been around 6 years, but it's its moment. And it's its moment in this time that we are in the world, with everything going on and the new era coming and women's voices needing to be heard. There's never been a better time to get your permission slip dialed in and start to actually use this platform to get your voice out there in a big, bold way. And there's so much more. And we'll keep doing more together. We'll do some more here for free. But I do want to invite you guys into the paid Substack, right? I call it the Substack Soapbox. It's $10. $10 a month, $79 for the year. Even if you want to come for a month for $10, right? It's super low price. But I wanted to share one of the big things that you get when you join it. You're going to get, the reason I call it a soapbox, by the way, is because I don't believe in picking a niche. I believe in picking your soapbox. And if English isn't your first language and soapbox might not be translating, it's this concept of getting a box, some kind of a platform, stepping up onto that platform and speaking your convictions. And when you do that, you attract your people. Substack allows for that in a way I've never seen. That you can get your soapbox, step up on it, start speaking your truth, right, and what you're here to say, and your people get drawn to you. It's like a matchmaker. It's amazing. So when you come inside the Substack Soapbox membership, you're going to get an even bigger report than the initial one. We have a report called Her Profit Map. It's 40 plus pages, and what you get with it is an audio course, a contemplation custom GPT that I have programmed with our knowledge, with our stuff. It doesn't go search the internet. It's closed container, and a whole guide with prompts. So you can start getting to work going deeper on your human design yourself. You don't need me for that, right? You can really dig into it. And you also get a private podcast. So like the audio for this is going to go get loaded on that private podcast for our members. Substack Soapbox Strategy Sessions. We're going to do one this Thursday, 10 a.m. Here's the time. I knew the time was on here. 10 a.m. Eastern on Thursday. I'm going to do a live training on paid tiers. So if you're interested in monetizing your Substack and coming up with a strategy around your paid tiers, I'm going to talk a bit about ours, my philosophy, and how it's going to tie into the back end of our offer suite. So if you're interested in that, make sure you get to become a paid subscriber. We'll have you invited to that as well. You get the Her Profit Map. And then I also did a Substack 101 training and getting started guide in there that you get immediate access to when you upgrade as well, which is really powerful. So I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. I know we went 4 minutes over. So I apologize if it was too long, but I love long form. There was so much I wanted to share. And I decided kind of last minute to put in that upfront strategy to kind of set that stage, which is really powerful. So the Soapbox membership is the paid subscriber membership. And we're going to talk about that on Thursday about naming your paid tier. Because I don't know about you, like, become a paid subscriber. It's like, okay, like it's not that exciting. But hey, come join us in the Substack Soapbox membership. Ooh, tell me more. What is that? Right. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about naming strategies, how to be embedding it into all that you do, how to like really bring that thread through from your free into paid into maybe the next thing you want to be able to offer to people. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have some fun doing that. And we're going to do more around um, human design as well soon inside of the membership. So I'm going to let y'all go. I got to get on to another call. I hope that this was helpful. It was really fun being here. We still have 268 people live right now. How fun is this? Like I told you, I'm going to hit end and I'm going to get all sorts of reels with captions created after this. An email will go out with the recording and it will also put the whole recording up on the website as well, all with just ending this button. And it's amazing. I can't wait to help you more with using this platform as a marketing hub and spoke like I showed you. And I don't know, would you guys like that PDF of the hub and spoke? I'd be happy to provide you guys that PDF. I can put that in a link with the recording. All right, I'll make a little note of that. That way you guys can really look at that hub and spoke model. Would that be good? Okay, great. So I will get that hub and spoke model diagram as a link with the recording so that you guys can actually be able to leverage that as well. So cool. Yeah, 271, isn't it? Yes, Chris. Chris said you couldn't do these numbers on LinkedIn. 100% no. People want long form here and they want value. And I hope this was valuable. Was this valuable? I hope it was. So good. Yes, Rosemary, this is your pulpit. I absolutely love that. This was made for so many of my clients. Like it's incredible. Like this was made for so many of us, which is so powerful. All right, my beautiful friends, we'll talk soon. Thanks for being here today. And I can't wait to keep seeing you on Substack and hopefully some of you inside of our membership. All right, bye everyone.